live. No. I'm like, are we really back? We're on again.
This is the 12th installment of the Sketchbook Heroes podcast.
Please welcome. Yes. Thank you. Come again.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm talking too much.
I don't know.
Yeah. So this is Robert. Hello.
And me, Ilias.
The Sketchbook Heroes.
The Sketchbook Heroes.
Yeah.
A lot of new stuff are in the works. We're going to be launching a new website soon.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Very nice.
And we're going to ditch Facebook. Like, it's going to be there. But everything that we do from now on will be sort of on our own platform.
Yes. So we control everything.
Everything. Because Facebook is not reaching... Like, we have 500 people following the page, but we're not reaching 500 people. You know, it's not really... Facebook is like, oh, you should pay 180 crowns to reach 25,000 people.
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
Don't.
Yeah.
And we're going to just ditch that.
Yeah, we're not about that.
No. But yeah, sketchbookheroes.com to be announced.
Yeah. Do we have a launch date?
Nope.
No.
As soon as the link starts working, I'll just throw it up there.
Sometime next week.
Yeah, and we'll have a newsletter for you guys to sign up for.
Yeah.
And we'll film exclusive content, write stuff, share stuff that we're not going to share anywhere else.
No.
Yeah. And maybe have secret giveaways in the future. If enough people sign up, we will have exclusives there.
Nice.
Secret stuff.
I'm just thinking about nipple shaving all the time now.
Oh. Yeah, Robert can post nipple pics if you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shaven nipples.
Why? Because we control this shit, you know? No more blurring of nipples.
Yay! And also you will be able to find all the content, all the social media accounts from that page.
Yeah.
So if you want to find our YouTube channel, which currently has one video.
Yeah, but it's still there.
It will be there.
Yeah.
If you want to reach our Instagrams and you don't know where to find us, it will be there. There will be a player on the front page there that you can listen to. Or go to SoundCloud, iTunes, whatever. It'll all be there.
It's fantastic.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's like the future. It's like the future is here.
The future is now.
Yeah.
In a week.
So, with that said, I think it's time for the intro song.
This was the longest intro talk ever.
Just fucking kick that fucking song! Mexican song. Mexican song. Mexican song. All day long.
Just quiet.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
You have a new intro now.
So the 12th episode of the Sketchbook Heroes, the one about the moolah, the cash. We're going to be talking about getting paid.
Money.
The monies.
Yes.
And also, I guess, contracts.
Yes.
So contracts and money and contracts.
Yeah. Mm.
And we love money.
And we hate money.
Yeah.
Very much.
You need it. But it is sort of,
a pain in the anus.
A pain in the anus, yeah. And also, people don't want to be separated from their money.
I'm like, really? They don't want to be separated? People don't want to be separated.
From their money, of course. Always the money. Show me the money!
Exactly.
So, the episode about the monies. We're going to pretty much just dive straight into this topic, starting with some of the questions that we got.
Yeah.
And let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Yeah.
White people.
Yeah.
White people in the house. Okay, let me just do this thing.
Yeah.
That's
bring out the quoos. The quoos.
The quoos. Tom Cruise. I don't even know if this is recording.
Oh yeah.
No, it is.
Did you push the button?
No, I didn't press the button.
Push the goddamn button!
Oh my god. Rush hour. That was not igual. Okay, let's start with some questions, people. So Nick Shine asks...
I don't know.
Oh, Nick Shine _ loves the topic. Tack,
Thanks.
bror.
Thank you.
And, okay, he has clients in Sweden and overseas, and he finds it hard to charge different clients. If you feel comfortable, could you talk about a price range for what is expected in the Swedish market? I think the Swedish market is about... I think the lowest you should take is like 750 crowns plus tax or plus moms, if you so like. But I think that is like the basic guideline from ST, which is the Svenska Tecknare.
Yeah.
I think it's about 750 something.
Yeah, I think so, yes.
I charge way more than that.
Yeah.
And I charge depending on type of project. But I usually charge... about-ish 2,000, 2,500 plus moms an hour.
Yeah.
But it, like I said, it depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah. And for me, it's I'm about 1,000 an hour. So I'm a bit cheaper.
It all depends.
Yeah, yeah. Of course.
But I never work for sheep.
No.
Because I don't like sheep. Meh.
Chicken feed.
Robert works for chicken feed. Okay. Okay, so logos. I am not doing logos anymore.
Yeah, logos.
But charge a lot. Because you're not going to keep those rights.
No.
So just fucking charge for it. I
and
would say anything. Oh, I don't want to say 7,000. I want to say more. Like 10,000 plus.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, like... Because my old boss charged 3,000.
Yes, but
and that was a company thing, and he was the.
But that is the
douche that we mentioned in the extremely long episode about our history.
So anyone who reached 2 hours, that's the one.
So imagine you're a company, you have 5 employees, and you charge 3,000 crowns for a logo for a company. Mm-hmm. How are you supposed to feed all of your employees and keep the business going? Like,
no, but the thing is, they spent like 20 minutes on it.
Yeah,
because he downloaded like a
but the one that I did.
Oh, the one that you did. Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
He took 3,000 for that one.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, well, that money was spent just me like brainstorming the idea,
getting briefed.
Yeah. Pretty much just reading the brief. That was that money. So yeah, go at least I'd say 5,000. And then again, it all depends. I mean, if it's for your grandma and she's doing her knitting thing, then obviously 3,000 is okay.
You always charge grandma.
You always charge.
I would actually charge if it was a chore for me.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I don't care if you're a friend. The only person I would draw for free is Robert.
I feel very special.
Like my wife.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Same here.
Those are the 2 people that
Samantha, I think.
Yeah, and Samantha. But I think that is sort of... I would probably draw free for Prakash as well.
Yeah.
But it's a very limited group of people. Yeah.
Only the closest, The ones that are more family than friends.
Exactly.
I would say.
And even though I haven't spent time with Prakash for quite some time now because our lives just don't.
I met him just the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. But I would still do it.
Yeah.
But it's like I limit it to those people. And anyone else, I will treat like a normal client. Yeah. Like these are the sort of the shapes, the clauses of my contract. This is my rate.
And this is what we touched upon this before, but it's your time out of work, and it's so extremely valuable.
And that time is, exactly, more valuable than the time that you spent at work. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say, because my hourly rate as a tattoo artist is 1,000 crowns, I would probably go double at least.
Yeah, for the
other stuff. Because seriously, I just want to come home and sit on my couch and watch TV. maybe
See.
occasionally draw something for
But
myself.
it's for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that stuff, I feel no pressure having to do anything. So obviously, I do that for free. But
Yeah.
don't think because I like drawing portraits that I'm going to draw a free portrait for you, because that's not how it works.
I actually got one of those requests. Could you draw me blah, 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 something? She sent me an email, actually. She took the time to write me an email
Wow.
with just one row. Can you draw me?
I do remember this.
Yes. And I drew a stick figure, and I sent her the reply back. And I was like, for more detail, please pay me. I thought that was funny.
It was genius. Yeah.
We laughed at work, at least.
Yeah, and you sent it to me, and I laughed
sent it to you,
very,
yeah.
very much. And I sent it to a lot of other people.
Before we trail away though, Nick Shine, how flexible are your prices depending on who your client is? Would you agree to a job you liked for less money if you knew the client could not afford more?
Yes, I would.
I would too.
Yeah.
But it is like, when I say that I would, it's like there are very few projects that I'm approached with that are ideal. Like, you know, like that are right up my alley. There are very few.
I wouldn't say that exists.
Exactly. That is what I mean as well. Like, so when it does come by and I'm like, I want to, like the Kung Fu Fury. Kung Fury, if that project had landed on my lap, I would have put so much free time on it.
Yeah.
But that is like one project.
Yeah.
And
But that was just such a home run of a idea, concept, everything.
Exactly. And it was so up my alley.
Yeah.
You know, like it was the cheesy sort of 80s thing that we like, that our logo is also based on.
Yeah, you
and
can
the
see
whole
it.
80s.
It's right there. We're not hiding it.
And I would love to be part of that project. I backed it. That's like pretty much all I did.
Yeah.
And I know that I have friends, stunt people, that were part of it. So shout out to Eos Karlsson.
Eos!
Dude, awesome work.
Yeah. Keep
And
working
also
those kicks.
Mazing on Instagram. You too, dude. You also did awesome work on that project.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is the type of project that I would love to be involved in.
Yeah.
Where there's a proof of concept that already looks, you know, like not promises of grandeur. I just want to see that you actually invested something yourself. And they had.
Yeah.
They made that first sort of trailer, you know.
Yeah. And,
That was fucking brilliant.
So good. So fucking good. Oh,
Yeah, they
man.
really took their own money and made it, you know.
Yeah.
Then you know that these people are doing this because they love it.
It's passion.
Yeah. So I would definitely join something like that. I would not join a project where everyone's getting paid except me.
Yeah.
That is not cool. Like, oh, you pay the camera guy, you pay, you know, the
actors and
the actors. You pay everyone,
yeah.
and you're taking a big piece yourself, but you're not paying the artist.
Yeah.
Then no, you can fall
Go
down a
fuck
flight of
yourself.
stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that I would not sort of. I would love to know that everyone's on equal grounds, and then you could probably sort of like, okay, we need someone that can do like visual effects, and the only one that we can find that can visualize this is if we all put someone together and hire him together. That I don't mind.
No.
Like, okay, this is going to
that's a
cost. This is
team,
yeah, exactly. This is going to cost us within this project, and then we all pitch in, or you do something because it's your project.
Yeah.
That I'm fine with as well. Like that, to get this effect, we need to pay someone, or we need to buy this car, or you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You need to spend some money there.
Yeah.
That's fine. But that everyone's getting paid except me is a no-go every time.
You know, it feels almost stupid saying it,
Yeah.
because it is.
Oh, but it is.
But
it is.
you need to know this.
But sometimes you just need to say it out loud, because
Yeah.
I think that the most sort of
And it's something, I mean, you can't always know these things. how do you, like, are you going to ask them, how much is this guy getting paid? They're probably not going to answer you,
no.
you know.
And
So-
that is a problem in our business.
Yeah.
Like, artists amongst themselves, like, I'm not saying you should write all your rates on social media if you don't want to.
No.
But I'm saying, like, when you talk to other artists, if you want the industry to have some type of standard, you need to fucking talk to each other.
Yeah.
Because if I'm charging $1 million and Robert's charging
1,000.
charging DeviantArt rates.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I do it for $5, bro. I'll draw a character, $5.
Yeah.
I'll spend a week. You know, then we're both. Then one of us is ruining the market.
Yeah, we're fucking each other.
Yeah, over.
Yes.
So I think it's important to be open about rates, if you're talking to colleagues.
Yeah.
And I've talked to colleagues, and even Nuka that was here. We talk about rates. You try to sort of find a standard. You don't have to charge the same.
No.
But within the sort of like, this is the lowest I would go to be part of something, and this is the highest I would go that I'm comfortable with, you know, within my sort of special field.
Yeah, and you need to keep in mind that we've also been doing this for quite some time. Like, we're, I don't know, 10 plus years of actually working in the industry and business. So we've sort of come to this level where we can charge this amount of money. If you're just starting out, you just learn to draw and you're 13 years old, obviously you might not want to charge so much money because you're not going to get any work. You know?
But I think that's where you sort of, I guess where DeviantArt sort of comes in is
the younger
yeah.
generation. Yeah. That's a great way to start.
I guess having friends pay you a little for doing stuff just for you to sort of work with deadlines or something is good.
Great.
But once you start hitting the actual market,
yeah, that's a different story.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you sort of doing you're sort of dipping your toes in the market while you're doing these like super cheap stuff, it's super hard to sell yourself.
Yeah.
At the proper level at a later point. So if you're charging like $10-15 for a character, I'm not even talking an hourly rate here.
No.
And
the full image.
Exactly.
Everything.
And I know that DeviantArt, it's like $1 to $20. That is like sort of the price range. And people are like, oh, $20 for a character. That is, it's crazy. Outrageous prices. No, that's not even a fucking hourly rate.
You wouldn't even get a Robert selfie.
You wouldn't. Hey, you wouldn't even get a stick figure from me. But I mean, like, if it's not worth, like, I think it's okay if you're just like sort of like playing around with money in the beginning and you're learning to draw. You just like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But once you start dipping your toes into the business and you have that type of pricing, you will never you'll only get gigs like that.
Yeah.
So
then you're properly fucked.
And you're fucking up the market for everyone.
Exactly. Thanks a lot, dude.
No, but the thing is, we've all done it.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad. You're like, oh shit, I'm charging $20. I'm not even charging $20. I'm not even charging $5. And don't feel bad. We're not like after you.
No.
We've all sort of done something along the lines of trash.
Go back and listen to our history. You'll hear.
We've done a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
And that's how we learn to not make those mistakes. So this is not us being sort of above you or anything.
No. We're just trying to help.
Yeah. So we have also done that.
But also be douches.
Yes. Now we have earned the right to douche.
Exactly.
So douche and money.
Douche and money.
The episode name.
Nice.
Okay. Faithless Wolf that also won the giveaway or the second prize.
Third prize?
Second prize. So the bonus thing.
The not first prize.
Is asking. I find it hard getting simple freelance stuff, character design, etc. And I've always been told I charge too much. And that I should do it for free. Could you talk about ways to combat this? And then I asked her, sort of like, what is your price range? You know, like, what do you charge? Because without knowing that, I can't really give any tip. And we got a price of like $25 to $30, which is on the higher end of the DeviantArt scale. But it's still too cheap.
Very much.
And this is for a character, one single character. And a single character, just like, if it is an established character, you can just draw them.
Yeah.
But if you have to make up the character, it'll take some research, some trial and error, like just finding the right things out of that spec that you get. But it's still too cheap.
Yeah, that's like...
This is like, so far from my hourly rate.
It's a joke.
It's too little.
Yeah. And but then, again, we sound douchey when we say this, but it is. It's crazy. Like, it's nothing.
But she also said that, let me see here. I'm still a noob, so I'm not looking into company work yet.
Yeah.
And that's the thing to keep in mind.
End goal, though.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think a good practice, even when you're starting off, is to sort of like, okay, I'm at this level now. I should be charging this much.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good way of practicing.
Yeah. So now you have you sort of take, what do you say? You've drawn the line now.
Yeah.
So you can never go below 30 now.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's from 30 and up.
Mm-hmm.
And once you feel like you've evolved or you've become more skillful, then you obviously go up price.
Mm-hmm.
And the better you get, the higher the price goes, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, and I think when you're doing it at a hobby level, where you're sort of like friends are commissioning you and stuff, it doesn't really affect the business.
No.
So I think it's fine to start playing around with the money thing.
Yeah.
But don't let people bring your your price down.
No.
Use that opportunity, even if it's friends and family, to sort of stick to your prices, because it's not going to get easier.
No.
People are not going to want to pay you unless you ask for it. Like, most companies don't have a problem paying you, but if you're not going to sort of put up a fight, they're going to just give you the bare minimum.
Yeah. They're going to run you over.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
So use even I don't really care about the pricing when it comes to non-professional work, because
it's more a symbolic figure.
It usually is, yeah. So I would say just use it as a way of practicing. How much money can I get for my skill and time?
And something that I did, that was my sort of fallback when I never knew how much to charge, was just charge me what you think it's worth. Because normally, if you have a hard time deciding what to price it, you're going to want to do it sort of for free, because it's a friend or a friend's friend or whatever, and you're just going to want to do the thing. So you let them decide how much they think it's worth, and that way it's not on you anymore, and you can be pissed at them.
And to touch upon that, when you accept work for garbage pay and you don't really like the work, then it's going to be so much worse. Not like the like, I've done this so many times. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember accepting jobs for friends within, quotation marks. And then you sit there. You've waited until the last minute to do it. You hate the job. You can't find the inspiration for it because you still hate it. Mm-hmm. You hate the person. You hate the spec. You hate the money you accepted for it. Yeah. But you're obliged to do it because you said you would do it.
Yeah.
So, and I've done this mistake so many times, and every time I'm like, never again. It's like drinking, and getting hungover, and you're like, I'm never going to drink again.
Yeah.
And you need to come to a point where you're like, I'm not going to do this shit anymore because it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth my time. It's not worth the money. It's not worth anything. Like, not even the project is worth it because it's not fun.
And the more times you do it, the more you hate yourself.
Yes, because it is like,
it's like,
I stepped on this mine.
Again?
Yeah, exactly. It's like burning yourself on the fire, after you just got burned. Like, well, if I use my other hand, oh my god.
Exactly.
It's super stupid.
Speaking about getting drunk, I got really drunk. Well, no, I didn't. This Friday, I had 6 beers, and the whole of Saturday I was puking my guts out.
Yay!
6 beers. So that was one of those never again.
Nice.
I even threw up on the station.
Nice, I've done that.
I was going to
sick.
work.
Okay, really?
So got off the train. I made it the whole train ride in. I was sitting there just...
I'm guessing you were like holding it back and sweating a lot.
I was sweating a lot, but it wasn't really there.
Okay.
But I was sitting there holding my cappuccino in my hand. And
you were drinking milk. Does it have milk in cappuccino?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
good. I was
good.
like, okay, no, I can't do this. And then I went off the train and just cascaded.
Nice.
So I looked like a blowfish running towards the garbage can. Just
I was seeing like The Exorcist or something, but
somewhere in between.
Just that straight
but that's what it was.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Cool. So another question.
Epic derail.
So this is art by Mikla. The question is in Swedish, so let me translate. As a hobby artist on my spare time, what should you sort of charge for a portrait or animal portraits in pencil or the like? I draw super slowly and I put a lot of hours in my work, which is never a good thing, I guess. No, it is for it to become good, but it's not good from a sort of business standpoint.
No.
And she says, just a follow-up thing, is that there are a lot of people that aren't as developed as me that charge way more than I do. And there are people that are way better than me that charge less than I do. So she feels that it's very sort of split. The pricing is split.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
It is. And this is one of the reasons why I personally don't do portraits. I can do them fairly fast now. Robert can do them fairly faster than I can. But it's still, I don't think it's fun unless it is a person that inspires me.
Yeah.
And usually the people asking aren't that.
No.
So I would say the thing is, this is hobby level again. If it's just hobby level, I don't really care what you charge. If you feel that it's worth it within the time that you spend on it, go for it. But I would charge no less than 3,000
exactly
money, and I would put that straight into my pocket. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't charge as a company. I would do it as a sort of like
no
a thing.
invoice, no nothing.
I wouldn't recommend anyone working without invoicing anyone. But this is stuff that I don't do.
When it's hobby stuff, it's hobby stuff. It's not on that sort of level. So
now I think you are allowed to earn up to a certain point before you need to sort of start charging as a company. And
yes.
In Sweden, I don't know what the rate is. I know it's been up and it's been down. I don't know what it is currently.
I talked to my accountant about this, and he said, like, as long as you're not selling paintings for like over 10,000,
maybe that's it.
Then he's like, fuck it, go nuts.
And I think you still need to sort of put it on your tax return thingy, the Swedish one. But yeah.
But it's like, would you do an invoice if you sold your couch?
Yes, no, just kidding. Yeah. No.
But it's pretty much that type of thing.
But actually,
it's your personal thing that you're selling.
If you were selling stuff, even personal stuff,
have to
for a profit, you would need to do that, because then it's sort of like, if you do it because then it sort of becomes a job.
Then it's a business.
And then it's a business, So it's like people that sell on Tradera or like eBay, which is the equivalent. I think eBay owns Tradera actually.
Really?
Which is the Swedish version,
I didn't know.
If you're selling stuff there, you're a business. Like, it doesn't matter if it's your own shit or you buy and sell.
That's true.
So it is a business. So
be careful.
Be careful, Make sure you know the rules.
Yeah. And if you know that you are selling a lot of this stuff, then you should start your own business.
Yeah, definitely.
Because then you are a freelancing artist, in a sense.
Yeah. But art by Mikla. Mikla. Well, let's not say it in English because it sounds super weird.
Mikla.
Mikla. Art by Mikla. The price is very, like, what do you think is worth? Find sort of like a... I don't enjoy doing it, so I don't do it. I love drawing portraits, don't get me wrong. That is the best shit ever on my terms.
Yeah.
And maybe that could be a thing that you do. You draw the portraits on your terms. Then you can sort of charge less, because people, like normal people, day-to-day people, they don't want to pay you 3,000 to draw a portrait. No. They're not many. So find what works for you. Since you spend so much time on it, is it worth doing?
And that's sort of a thing that I always go through, because obviously when I get something commissioned or somebody asks me to do something, I lay down the big price that we said. I always start with 3,000 and then it goes up depending on the size and how much is coming into the whole piece. But if I'm selling something I have done, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, same
because
here.
then I've just done it. It's there. It's done. I don't really care about it anymore. We covered this before, that it's just a sketch. It's the finished thing. It's just gonna disappear and be in a pile of sketches. So those do go for a lot less.
Same here.
And that's mainly how I work now. I draw something and then somebody asks to buy it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So if you want to buy some of my stuff, just,
Invoice Robert. No, just write to him on Instagram.
Rob Ekblom, do it. No,
I do the same. But I usually don't cut in my sketchbooks like Robert does.
I am a prostitute.
But anything that I have lying around, which is not a lot right now.
Prostitute.
Per prostitute. I like it. You can have that purpose because we like you. You're the only company we will work for free.
Yeah.
And that, again, is a company that I can think of like sort of doing something with for free because I would love them to become bigger.
Yeah.
And then reimburse me when they're millionaires. No. Exactly. Yes. Always the whisper. Always the back door. No. No, but regarding that, yeah, I'm the same as Robert there. Like, stuff that I have lying around, if it's just going to lie there, I'd rather sell it for...
yeah,
like,
and
if I don't get enjoyment of it from it, and I know that someone else will appreciate the shit out of it, and I will sell it.
Yeah.
I don't know how much. It depends on the piece and size.
It's not going to be $30.
No, it's not going to be $30. No.
So forget it.
But, you know, the thing is, I would sell it.
Yeah.
Because I know, and I wouldn't sell it for commercial use. I would sell it as a sort of like, you can frame it and have it.
It's a painting.
You can have an original to frame and have, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Art by Mikla, you have to sort of decide how much materials do you spend doing this. That could be a factor for you to sort of consider.
Yeah.
Like how many color pencils or, you know, like pencils do you waste doing this?
Exactly.
And the hours,
yes,
maybe find like sort of like a price range that works for you.
I think a good way, like if you're starting out, how much do you make during a day at work?
Like your like normal work. Yeah.
Yeah. Take that and then you can factor that in.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to start thinking like I work 8 hours and I get this much.
Yeah, that
this
might be worth it.
It's
Yeah.
going to be like
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's a good start. And again, how much is your free time worth?
Oh yeah, one more thing I thought about when you wrote to me, Mikla, is that or wrote to us, but I read it, so I thought me.
I also read it.
But you weren't in my head when I read it.
Or was I?
No, but one thing I thought, and I actually talked to Robert with, was have you tried limiting yourself? Let's say you draw a picture of me and Robert.
Yeah, let's say you
Let's
do that.
say you do that. Of course you do.
And then you hashtag it.
And then you hashtag it. And for free, of course.
Yes.
Free of charge because of this great tip. And, and all the exposure that you're getting for us.
We're
naming
saying
Art by Mikla on Instagram.
Yeah, 5,000 times.
So much exposure.
You should pay us
for drawing this portrait. No. Try choosing a subject. Us.
Yeah.
And
still going there.
Just time it.
Yeah.
Say I have 1 hour to get as far as I fucking can. After an hour, if I haven't finished it, I will need to burn it.
Yeah.
Sort of that mentality. You don't actually have to burn it. We'll do it for you. Just try to limit yourself. Like have a consequence. Like set a timer that goes like man. You know the standard iPhone one.
Yes, of course.
Nuclear.
Mine is the Star Wars song.
Yeah. Try to limit your time that you have on a portrait, and I can almost promise you that if you work under that pressure, I think you will sort of find what it really takes you.
Yeah.
Because that stress sort of takes away all the unnecessary stuff that you do in between.
Yeah.
And you'll see sort of like, oh shit, I got this far in just an hour.
Yeah. But it's going to take you a couple of times.
Oh, it's probably going to take you a couple of times to get comfortable with the fucking idea.
The first time, you're not going to really look at the watch or timer. And you're going to come not even halfway.
Oh, yeah.
The second time, you're just going to look at the timer. And you're going to come like halfway. And then the third time, you have already leveled. And it's just going to go from there. Because this is what I did.
Yeah.
I timed myself. I didn't set a time deadline, but I timed myself just to go like, okay, so how long does it take? And it took like 3 hours for one face. And after that, I was like, that's ridiculous.
I did that when we were doing the the Samsung gig together.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
that was the best
shit ever. Yeah. You just had to like.
We didn't even talk about that last time.
No, we didn't. But that is part of the freelance, one of our starting gigs.
Let's just do that, a quick story.
Yeah.
So.
You got a contact from Samsung.
That's right. They contacted me
for some
Samsung and 3 the company, the
yeah,
mobile
yeah. It was
phone company.
actually the
combination
phone
of-
company 3 that was doing a gig, or
They were promoting the Samsung
new
Galaxy
Samsung,
Note.
3 Note.
The
1?
first Note. Yeah.
First Note, yeah.
The one with the pen and you could draw on it.
Yeah.
So they needed artists, and the gig was they wanted me and Ilias to
And Erik Widqvist.
Oh yeah, that's right, Erik. Shout out, man. Erik Widqvist, really great artist. I think he did maybe 2 gigs or something.
Oh yeah, he did.
He didn't have time. But anyways, so what we did was we went around to different malls with like the team, the telephone team. And they were trying to sell like what do you call
all
it?
Types of phones.
Abonnement.
Yeah,
you know, services.
subscription.
No.
Yeah, phone subscriptions or whatever the hell they're called in your country.
And then we were there with the new phone, and that was hooked up to a television behind us, so people could see what we drew in the phone.
Yeah, on a big screen.
And then people came up, and we drew them.
Or a request from them.
Or a request, yes. Mainly it was a portrait.
Portrait. Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to keep it that as well.
But that was amazing because in the beginning you did it for 2 hours or it took
Oh,
forever.
dude, I practiced days before.
Yeah,
on my
but that was
iPad.
good.
Yeah.
That was smart of you.
I was like, okay, I have 15 minutes. Draw Maria. I did 3 of her, and she did 1 of me.
Nice.
Terrible.
But yeah, that was a great way because in the end, Jesus, like
Yes.
we banged out portraits in like 5-10 minutes.
And they even sent them over to Samsung.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that was fun.
That was actually fun.
I
Like, it
even
was-
drew the Samsung logo with the eye and everything. Like
yeah,
I did a little
that's
eye
right.
illustration while I had time.
Yeah, I drew Xenomorph.
Yes. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you drew
Oh,
Spider-Man as well.
Spider-Man,
I drew like
Xenomorph,
this big
Batman.
knight with a dragon and shit. I don't know.
It was fun. I got
It was-
used to the size of the phone really quickly.
Yeah.
It was-
And we were using Sketchbook Pro, I think,
Yes.
weren't we?
Yes. And that's sort of where I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kept on going.
Dude, we have more questions.
Yeah, sorry. But that was a nice little derail, so we have worked on other stuff together as well.
Right, and talking about Prakash earlier.
Yeah.
Yes! Very good initiative about the topic today.
Oh yeah.
Let's move on. And then we have Devin that has like 7, 8 questions. God damn you, dude.
We covered those in the live stream.
Okay, do you spend the majority of the time doing business-related things
Ilias
than
does.
making actual art? Right now I am,
Yeah.
because I really want the podcast platform to sort of be a community for all you guys. And that's why I'm always saying, like, vote on the podcast, like, rate us on iTunes. Like,
Help
every time
us.
you go in, please make sure that you actually rate us, because over time, if we don't get the rating, we will sort of disappear within a million other podcasts.
Yeah.
And, we want to reach as many of you artists with this information that we can, because we feel that we are needed for people starting out, and even people that are in the business that are doing terrible choices and
Yeah.
wondering where the fuck they're going wrong.
Yeah.
So I think we can help there. So your support is always important. Like, even if you think like, oh, my vote doesn't matter.
It
does
does.
matter.
Very
So,
much.
Yeah, I do spend a lot of my time right now making sure. That's why my Instagram sort of nothing is happening. I was a bit stressed last week. Like, I was sort of on the edge there, but it's feeling way better now. Oh, I'm not entirely like,
You're
on
not-
the level yet, but I'm getting there. So yeah, I'm spending a lot of time. But if you're an artist starting, don't focus on that, please.
No.
Like, do the social stuff, but spend more time. I would say like an 80-20 or 70-30, where 70 is art, 70% that is art.
Yeah.
Like, focus on your art. Don't spend too much time looking at other people's shit.
No.
Like, appreciate what people are doing and what is popular, but mainly do your thing. Get an audience for your shit. Because if you just polish your shit, and
Yeah, the people will come.
the people will come.
Yeah. What you could do is what we talked about before on social media is the research of hashtags and stuff.
Exactly.
And you do that
work
the
for
one
you.
time, so you have all that.
Yeah, you save
and then
them
you
like
just focus.
exactly for hashtags.
Just save it
Do
in your
like
notes.
yeah, save them in your notes. Do like 3 different versions. Like, this is when I do traditional stuff. This is when I do digital stuff. So you just put the hashtags that apply to that in little...
And this is for my selfies. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. My dick pics and whatever you're doing. So his second question. What if the client refuses to pay? You bust down that door. No, just kidding. No, you don't.
No, that's what I did. Yeah.
If a client refuses to pay, there are a few options.
We're going to cover them. Yes.
Or an axe. And say, here's Johnny.
That's actually what we did. It's a true story. Me and Marco. You remember him?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
We didn't get paid for a job.
For the construction thing, you're right? Yeah.
Yeah, so we waited for the guy. We got our money.
There you go.
Yeah. It works.
But yeah, Robert be gangster. No, but what you can do is, before you start working, write a contract. Don't be stupid.
Very simple.
Very simple.
No acts
if you
needed.
don't have a contract, you don't have anything written down. Even an email agreement can work.
Yeah.
The thing is, you need something. If you don't have anything,
then there's
learn from that. Learn from being fucked and move on. Because it's on you.
Yeah, you just bend over and take it.
Unfortunately, terrible analogy, but yes, just move on. Because I think your pay there is the lesson.
Yeah, very much.
So I'm going to cover contracts though, because it is, I didn't always, okay, maybe I always did it.
You were like,
I don't know where I got the idea from, but it was there from the get-go. It just wasn't as good as it is now, like what I keep in mind nowadays. And you don't have to be a lawyer to sort of draft one.
No.
Just fuck it. Move on. I'll cover that later.
Yes.
Question number 3 from Devon's artwork. Is it worth it to work for someone who will not allow you to eventually show off the work you did for them as a portfolio piece? I have a hard time being motivated unless I'm developing my portfolio.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, that is like for me. That is also like there's nothing wrong in you asking it.
No,
but that is like I would say that not all professional work is portfolio worthy. Just because it is professional work printed in a game, like whatever, it might not be worth having in your portfolio.
No,
your portfolio is an organic thing. So if you're applying for a job at King, it'll look a certain way. If you're looking for publications in a magazine, it'll look in a different way. So I wouldn't say that that's a deal breaker. No. Because it might be that the project will be released, like games. Some of the games, they work on them for 10 years. Yeah. Which is very long. But, I mean, it takes years for some project to launch, and you're not allowed to sort of post any of it. I mean, isn't it? I'd say it's enough just being able to write that you have worked with this partner. With this partner, yeah, or the company, whatever. And then sometimes, if, say you are applying to King, and then King goes, oh, you work with this person. Yeah. Could we see some of that stuff? And then you can talk to that client and see, can you do a special thing that I can show here? And then they can watermark it or stamp it or, just to show. Because I had to do that with some of my Lego stuff. Yeah. You can always ask for permission to show it to one specific client and then kill it again. Yes. So that could be an option. But the whole having to only do stuff that you can show in your portfolio, I think, let that go. Just let it go. Yeah, I heard it. Ilias was about to sing it. I'm just keeping quiet. Elsa time! Yeah, so don't focus too much on that. If you do stuff that is really good and you feel proud about it, obviously put it in your portfolio. But don't aim your work to be only portfolio stuff or live stuff. You mean your portfolio doesn't have to contain work stuff. Exactly. Yes. Just aim it to the client in need. Our portfolio should be something that showcases you as an artist, not the work you do. And also aim it to the client. Yes. We just listen to the portfolio episode. Jesus. No. Sorry, we sound really mean. We're always like this. Number 4. What if the client doesn't like your work and asks you to do it better? This comes back to contracts. Yes. We will cover this. But the idea here is to have a sort of the client should always have an option to change something. In a very, very, very limited amount. Well, not really. Yes, really.
but they have to pay for the rest.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but that's what I mean. The thing is, the limitation comes like within this project, you can change your mind twice. That's usually what I have.
Yeah, same here.
Like you have 2 rewrites or edits, whatever you want to call them, and the reason is because then they think
More.
like about it.
Yeah.
Because if you have unlimited changes, you will make unlimited changes. If you have 1 change or 2 changes, you will be a bit more careful over how you use those 2 opportunities.
Yeah.
It's like 2 wishes, like the genie asks
Exactly.
you.
Brilliant analogy. Yes.
So-
that's exactly what it is.
Have it in your contract. We will cover that in a bit.
Stay tuned.
How to determine how long things will take
That is
is
impossible.
all fucking up to you. Yeah. Like
Uh,
how long it takes you to sort of like in the beginning when you start off. Some people have like a really easy time drawing characters. They do them in a snap. Where when it comes to vehicles, it takes them forever.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of own
yes,
experiences.
of course, that is all us.
Yeah. But also, I think for me, every time I get a job, it takes me at least twice as long.
Oh yeah,
Because then you have
of-
that pressure on.
yeah.
So it's really I tend to think back at if I did a character, the last character I did, it took this long, then I not always multiply it by 2, but add at least a couple of hours just to be safe.
Yeah.
And the same with tattoos. I mean, I was in the beginning, I was like, oh, it's only going to take this long. Now I say, not sure how long this is going to take.
Yeah. You just like
Because you can never know.
Yep.
Like, one day you're fast.
Yeah, but it's good to deadline though. But
Yeah.
we'll cover that later as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll touch on that. Another one that you asked is like the pros and cons of working in-house or freelance. Well, in-house, you do as they say,
And you get
and you work from this hour to that hour, like
Yeah.
from blah o'clock to na o'clock.
most of the time get
Most
a
of the
monthly
time,
pay.
but you get a monthly pay, usually a really good pay, depending on, okay, this is not for everyone, depending on sort of the business.
Yeah.
But if you're a good designer, you can get pretty good money.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it's a stability. You get all the plus stuff.
yeah, you might
don't-
get gym memberships for free and stuff like that if your company has benefits.
Free snacks.
Free snacks.
And you get to choose your own butter and all of
exactly
this.
choose borrow the studio for podcasts,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And doing freelance is a bit, every time you lose a client, you need to replace that client.
Yeah.
So that is very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
But the upsides is that you can sleep in.
Yeah,
If
you
you're-
choose your own hours. You
Yeah.
You are your own boss.
You don't
But
have to be anywhere.
Then there's the downside of that one too is the
Too
being
much
able
freedom.
to be motivated and do the work
Yeah, and not like wait until the day before.
like I do all the time.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you need to write questions to your sort of like the client, like, oh, dude, by the way, I need to know about this, and you've waited till the last minute,
You're fucked.
you have fucked yourself
Yeah.
in all ways possible.
Yeah.
So it's good to sort of like, even if you don't work in-house, that you have some sort of routine of how you conduct your freelance.
Exactly. Like
So-
my tip was going out, like having your favorite coffee shop or library or whatever it is, and go there business hours. Like treat it
Yes.
as a real day job, because that way you will be more productive, and it's just going to save you a lot of
And
hassle.
you don't have a TV or your PlayStation or,
Exactly.
Netflix. Okay, Netflix you can have anywhere nowadays, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah. You know.
And then the last one. Oh shit! No, not the last one. Dude,
What's up with all the questions, man?
is it good to take like business classes or just jump straight into freelance?
Yes.
Well, if you listen to this episode, you don't need business classes. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm covering it.
It's really good to, like, if you have the motivation and interest to do the research yourself, I think that is the best way.
Yep.
Because then you get actual answers to questions that you have. I've taken economics for business A and half of B, and I've never used them. Any of what they taught me.
Really?
Like, yeah, it was all sort of like, well, the basics of are in no way sort of something you can use. Once you start your business, all that theoretical shit
It's gone.
is no. It's not that it's there, but it's not applicable because there's a different way of saying things. There's a different way of doing things. There's all these things that aren't sort of like. It's just that all this actual business stuff is based off of that stuff that you were talking about, but you don't really, unless you've really had that first, the actual business stuff, I couldn't use any of what I was taught on A or half of B. Like, it was not like I stood there like a moron. I'm like, how do I do this? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to write in this like tax return form? Like, where am I supposed to put this shit?
Yeah.
I had no idea, and it didn't help at all. So I think if there is like a small business sort of crash course that will actually give you the practicality of how it works, and then you can go sort of back and check what you need to fill in. But something that's sort of like, this is how you fill out this form, or this is how you sort of like, when you get a business, you do this, you get the receipt from that, you put it like this, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff was not part of the course.
No.
Like, it was sort of mentioned like, oh, yeah, you put them in chronological order and alphabetical order. That was all that I was sort of like, that I could bring. And then it was just discovering, the wheel once again. Yeah. So it all depends on what the course entails. Yeah. If it's business economics, like just the basics, it did not help me at all. No. Like, I already knew how to sort of figure out the tax on my stuff. Like in Sweden, we have like 25% tax on everything. Not very difficult to like sort of, and you can Google it.
That's
if you
a good thing too, because Skatteverket, or the tax place here in Sweden, they have a lot of like simple courses that are for free. Yeah. So you just check the schedule and you find a course that's suitable for what you're doing. Yeah. And you just go there, get some free coffee, and listen. And then you can ask them questions.
Exactly. And I think that's the best. That's the best approach. Easy. And talk to someone who's actually in the business. Yeah. It doesn't have to be your business. It just has to be a business if you can't find an illustrator or artist, designer.
Anybody that has to do invoices and their own sort of taxes. It's the same.
It is
pretty much for everyone. So.
And it's way better to get that practical stuff than spending like half a year learning that other stuff that when you get out to the market to actually invoice your first client, you have no fucking idea what you're doing.
And that's why I have my Carlos.
Yeah, exactly.
Carlos is my tax dude. Like, he helps me with all the paper. So I pay him an hourly rate. I give him all the paper, like all my invoices and all my receipts and everything. And then he just does that work. And like, it's so invaluable, I think he's worth a lot more money than I pay him. It's amazing.
And again, Robert is using Yeah. We have one last one, and that's the how to get paid in stages versus the end of a project. I usually get paid at the end of a project, which is not always true.
I do,
but because the current gig that I did, I got paid last year. They paid me up front.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's also, for me, it's either everything at the end or split halfway. So I get half up front and then half when I deliver.
Yeah, and one good thing to keep in mind if you get paid up front is have it in your contract that if they don't use, like, time limit the time they can sort of hold you for, and that there is no money return. Yeah. Like, there's no return for that money. No. Because
you never know.
You never know. Yeah. So it's good to time limit that.
Shit storms are unpredictable.
But getting paid sort of in parts or getting the whole thing at the end or whatever, it's all up to you. Depending on what business you're in, I've never had a problem with clients not paying me nowadays. Like in the past, yes. But currently, I can sort of pick and choose my clients. So I'm just like, you're starting to negotiate about bullshit. You're fucking out. Yeah. Because I don't give a shit about you. If you don't see the value in what I do, I know you're a bullshit company. Like that you have a problem working with everyone. Yeah. Because you think this is a fucking negotiation, and I'm giving you. This is what I do. This is what it takes for me to do this, and there are no sort of like there's no negotiation here. No. I'm not. It's not that I don't negotiate my prices, but for what you're asking, this is exactly what I take and no less. Like, you know, some things are very specific.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do them for cheaper because I know I'm going to hate myself for it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to want to do it. And it's going to, you know, like that whole drag again.
Exactly. And that's what I did. I had somebody ask me, they wanted me to do a job for them, and I gave them my price. It was a little bit of a misunderstanding because they weren't clear, obviously. But I assumed there was going to be a lot of work. Gave them my price, and I just scared them so much that they ran away. Which it was sad because it was a fun job, and I wish I could have done or been a part of it.
But again, yeah.
That's what happens.
And that's what we talked about as well. Don't let the client sort of don't be in their grasp. Always have a backup.
Yeah.
Have a little side job that sort of covers your rent, so you don't have to stress about that. Just like do the backup yourself. Don't be at the mercy of your clients. Oh, well, we can't afford that, but we can give you $10 an hour. You know, like don't put yourself in a position where they can power play you or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, don't be at anyone's mercy. Like if you know that you don't have enough freelance, people aren't calling you. Make sure you have your rent, like Robert does. He has like 3 fucking jobs, 4 at some point, and now he's finally losing.
This is the last week. So if you're listening to this, tomorrow is my last day, pretty much, this Friday. And then after that, I am no longer a warehouse / breakdance / tattoo artist / illustrator. I'm just going to be breakdance tattoo artist illustrator, dude.
Yay!
But yeah, so I'm quitting my my day job, as the laymen call it. So no more lifting refrigerators and washing machines for me. It's all creative stuff now, which is so fucking scary.
Yeah.
But I am jumping into the deep end of the pool and hoping I can swim.
Yay! That's good. Not to answer the last question.
Yeah.
Yeah. You depending on the client, you can sort of like have an upfront payment where it's like 25% to 50, I think is the max, and then you're just pushing it.
Yeah.
But you can charge anything between like 25% just to get started, or 50. Some people take like 50 and then they take like 25. Some do like a 40, 20. Like it all depends. I never do that.
I think you can do it any way you feel like that would be a good thing.
Yeah,
but in
in
the end, it's still going to be the one sum. And then if the client is willing to split it up that way, then go for it. If that's
some
the way
companies might, like, if you know that it's a 3-month gig, maybe you could have it like monthly, you know, like, the first month I'll charge you this for this work. And this is all in your contract.
Yeah.
You should have it in your contract.
Yes.
And then you just send the first invoice. And then at the end of the month, they pay you the first thing, and then the next, you know, whatever. However you want to do it. And that covers the questions.
Yes.
God damn it.
We probably
and
have
we've
more.
already talked for an hour.
Yeah, well, there you go.
There you go. We have an episode. We might just do this one and skip the retro today, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Because we have a lot to go through. And let's not make this longer than it has to, because we're running out of space. I purchased podcast sort of like storage space that we use on Libsyn.
Yeah.
We've maxed it out twice, and our episodes are getting so long that I need to. So we started with 400 megabytes or something like that. Now we're at 800.
Holy crap.
Yeah, we've really extended our episodes. So getting paid.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? Let's have a little break.
Yeah.
And get back
yes.
to the actual episode topic.
Fantastic. Have a good break.
And we're back.
Woo!
And I'm really hot in here.
Me too. Why is it
Okay.
hot? Why? Why is it so hot in here?
I don't know. I think the vents are not working today.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if you want to sort of have a higher chance of actually getting paid, it's good to really have an agreement or a contract or whatever the fuck it's called. And there are some things that you should like consider having in that contract for all intents and purposes, so you don't get screwed.
Yes.
So
bring out your pens and papers, everybody.
So yeah,
Ilias is about to drop some knowledge.
Knowledge. Wow, that is terrible. So we all want to get paid. That is like for our time, and especially me and Robert, because we
Have no time.
and we stress a lot about time.
Yes.
So why should you have a contract? Keep you safe, and really to just avoid misunderstandings between you and the client. Because while you're doing the whole contract thing, you'll write it out, like whatever you guys talked about. You know, like, oh, we should do this and that, and then when you guys both read through it together,
It's going to be 2 different documents.
yeah. But if they don't understand something, you'll just rewrite it, like sort of like, does this make sense? Or they write the contract and you sort of go through it.
Yeah.
But I think it's important that you write the contract, though.
Yeah.
Always.
Yes.
And they can rewrite parts of it. I know that I have clients that sort of like want to put some of their stuff in there as well. And you sort of have to give and take there. But yeah. So some of the basics. What the fuck do you write in a contract, right?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you just need to write what the fuck is your part in it. And what is the company sort of...
What their part is.
So,
Yeah.
so write what is like... it's a project overview.
Yep.
Like, Robert is doing this gig for Apple. Robert is drawing the Apple logo.
Yeah.
Whatever that could be. Maybe a pear or a banana.
No, orange.
That is specified in this
In
sort
the
of
brief.
brief. Yeah.
Yep.
Robert is going to draw an orange for Apple. And he's going to do it in like...
It's going to be a vector thing and...
yeah, exactly. The deliverables. Like, whatever Robert is going to deliver. And so on, okay? Apple is to support Robert with the blah blah materials for blah blah said gig. So that is sort of the first part. That's just like a simplified overview of what's happening. And then you move on a bit and you have maybe a single point of contact. I would put in my sort of in my contracts, because I don't want to talk to everyone at that company.
Yeah, you mean a single person at the company.
At the company that talks to me.
Yes.
So when I say something, and if people have feedback to give to me, they will go through him.
Or her. Yes.
Or her. And then they will talk to me, that same person that I talked to in the beginning. Like, I don't want to talk to everyone at that company. Oh, well, Charlie at, printing thought, I don't care.
No.
So everything goes through a single person. So then you know that there will be no misunderstandings, like you talk to this person and that guy hasn't talked to the guy you talked to before, or the guy that you talked to before that, and misunderstandings. So again, make it clear in the project overview what's happening. And then deadline. Or several deadlines, depending on deliverables. Yeah. Like, have a sketch to us within 7 days. This is the end date. So we want a sketch of the oranges for the Apple logo. Yeah. And so Robert delivers on the 7th of April. He delivers an orange sketch, or a couple.
That's pushing it, man. It's really pushing it.
And so you have like that deadline. Then you maybe have like a couple of color ones, and then maybe you have the final. So you need deadlines, and deadlines are good for several reasons. One of them is to protect you for like projects dragging on for too long. So you have like, on the end of blah blah blah, our project ends, our time together is over. Yeah. And also you know that the project will be over at that time. So you can actually plan in the next one. So let's say Pixar calls you straight after you've done this Apple Orange gig.
Life is good.
Life is apparently very good right now.
Business is booming.
Yeah. So as soon as that project is, Pixar is like, hey, dude, we need you on the 23rd of April. And you're like, oh, well, on the 22nd, my Apple Orange gig ends. And then you can plan in Pixar. Yeah. And then Disney calls and tells you, it keeps going. And of course, all these companies are just going to call you up.
And they're not going to overlap each other at all.
Never. No, they always. And that's why it's good to have deadlines, because you can sort of like, you don't do the I don't know when I have time again. You can actually tell them like, I'm available from this date. So it's good for you and awesome.
And most clients will ask you, are you available between this period? Like,
See,
but
definitely.
yeah, hopefully.
So moving on from that, you come to the financials, the payment.
Financiales.
See, so, but there are different ways of doing it, and you can do it like we said before in installments, like 40, 40, 20, 50, 25, 25, 25, 25, 50, you know, it doesn't matter. It's all up to your client and you, like whatever works for you guys, as long as you're upfront.
Yeah.
And all these payments should have dates. Like you pay the first installment on the first month, or like, you know, when I start, before I start, or
and
whatever.
That's mainly where most problems are, actually, getting paid on time.
That's why you if you're having this problem, you shouldn't punish your new clients for it, but you can have like sort of like, yeah, before I start, I take like a 40% commission up front, and then we take it from there, and you pay me in installments for the rest of the work.
Because most of the time, it's not the person you're talking to that's paying you. It's their accounting department or economics, whatever. And that takes time for them to get the thing and then doing the thing. And blah, blah,
that's
blah,
why
blah.
it's good to be clear from the beginning, and those problems won't arise. And if they haven't paid you, like if you feel that, oh, well, they haven't paid me. I was supposed to get paid today or yesterday. Don't be an idiot. Like, send reminders. Even, like, before they pay the invoice, like, oh, this invoice is due in 3 days. Make a formal fucking email.
Yeah.
Like, this is a friendly reminder from your friendly neighborhood freelancer that this invoice from blah, blah, blah with this number is due in 3 days.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like, you don't have to write like, oh, had fun working on the project, bro. Nothing like that. No. Just make it a formal one. It like signed the economy department of Ilias Patlace Incorporated, you know.
Yeah.
To do that, don't be afraid to remind people. And if the time has passed, call them, send them an email. And in Sweden, if they don't fucking reply or send you or pay the invoice, contact Kronofogden. There is a way to go.
Nice.
I think there's another one as well.
I should do that.
It's good. It's good to do that. Always make them pay. No, I'm not saying that. But some companies just forget. Sometimes stuff do get lost.
So it's always good. Don't feel like you're being a nag, you know.
Never.
You deserve to get paid.
You put time in it, you deserve to bother them.
And also late fees are
actually
really good. I do that.
Number one thing, Procreate. They missed to pay out my salary. And he was like, I'm super sorry. I had sort of missed the deadline because of the time zone difference. I forgot that they were ahead. So I didn't factor that in. So I messed up there. And then when they were about to pay me, they messed up.
Okay.
But we're both very apologetic, you know, like, I'm super sorry, I totally forgot the time difference. And he was like, I'm super sorry, I forgot. I'll get right on it. And I got paid, you know, like immediately.
Yeah.
So it isn't always that they're assholes.
No.
Sometimes mistakes happen.
Yeah. It's business.
It is business, yeah. And
so
there's
don't take
a lot
it personally.
so it's a lot of stuff. And always, even if there is a conflict, if you're being professional about it, you will always have the upper hand, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's once you start playing on your feelings and getting angry and writing weird shit, they're not going to want to pay you at all. So, yeah. So, always have dates for the payments. And don't be afraid to get paid. Like, specify what it is you're getting paid for as well. Because people aren't going to argue unless they're assholes. If you say that I charge this much an hour, or, you know, per project, or per blah, 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 and you sort of specify what it is you're charging for, it usually becomes pretty transparent that, oh, okay, he's not fooling us. He's just sort of, he's this good. He's been doing this for this long.
Yeah.
I've seen his work. He's amazing. That's why we want to hire him.
You can always back it up.
You have sort of, the backings for it. And then you need something that is super important. A lot of projects die before they finish. You need a kill fee. Yeah. Or, you know, like a kill switch, whatever you want to call it. But you decide. There are some people that take 25%. So no matter what happens to this project, I'll take 25%. This is also something you need to be clear about. Like, if this doesn't work out, I'm still going to need my money.
Yeah.
Like, and you could either be the money that you worked hourly, if you have an hourly rate. Oh, I've spent 15 hours. I'm going to get... Because it's still time spent. You were hired to do a job. You did the job. You should get paid, even if the project is not happening. I don't care if they're going to use my illustrations. That's not my problem.
No,
I
you've
did
done the work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like... Yeah, it's paid work. So you need that kill fee.
Yeah.
And some people take 50%. Some people take 25%, which is at the low end of the thing, of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But I would say, just to make it fair, just take what the fuck you put in.
Yeah.
I guess if you don't know what to charge, I personally could feel comfortable with 50%. But then again, my hourly rate, or the time I've spent in hours, if I can count that, might be a better one.
Yeah.
So maybe I spent 75%.
That's more. It's more fair.
But yeah, but you need to specify that beforehand.
Yeah.
And I guess your expertise regarding that will grow. And now, one of the things that will make any project manageable is revision. We touched this question earlier about clients being... I'm not saying that every client is, but some people do have sort of... they're like a little kid when it comes to ideas. It's like, oh my god, this sparkly idea. Oh my god, this idea. Oh my god, this idea. Oh, wait,
we should try
website.
this.
Yeah,
We should do
exactly.
this. We should blah 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 blah.
Exactly. Some people just like they react on every whim that they have. You know, like in their mind, they just want to follow that trail of thought, and that is not to our advantage. I mean, not everyone is like that.
No,
but I think the client has the right to make a few changes.
Of course.
Because this is all fucking text up till now, you know. It is just a contract.
Yeah, it's really difficult nailing it first try, you know.
Yeah.
So honestly.
That's why good sketches are very important. Like, I'm not saying they should look like entirely like the finished product, but, you know, they could be good.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I have 1 to 2 revisions. Usually 2 revisions. That means they can make some, like, 2 changes within the scope of this project.
Exactly.
And then those 2 revisions sort of tell the client that think about it carefully. You have 2 changes to make that are free and included, and no client sort of wants to pay extra. But anything outside of these 2 revisions will cost you either an hourly rate or like a set price.
Yeah. And it's also good to include in your deadline planning to have a deadline for delivery and still have time for revision. So, because they're going to need time to look at it, and they're going to have to be, you know, if they only have 1 or 2 revisions, then they're going to have to go through the whole team. Everybody needs to look at it. They need to collect their thoughts and then put them into your channel that Ilias talked about, having the one person. And it might take them a week to come back with just feedback. And it's sometimes really stressful because you don't know if there's going to be any feedback or not.
Yeah.
And just sitting there rolling your thumbs for a week.
But that is really important to sort of specify, like you said, in the beginning, when you sort of talk to the client, because don't just accept the first sort of draft that you make of the contract. Like, ask questions to sort of get the information that you need to create this document.
Yeah.
Like, have a sort of...
powwow. Sit down, talk with them.
Yeah. But I mean, like, have sort of like a rough draft that you can present to them every time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then you just make some notes.
Genius.
Because you'll show them, like, this is sort of how I work. But I'll make some changes with the sort of stuff that we talked about. I'll send you a copy. We'll reconvene to sort of read through it. We'll do it, you know, online.
Yeah.
You don't really have to meet up in person. And then you can just talk it through, you know, like make sure that everyone understands what's in this contract.
Sign it. Go to work.
Yes, at the bottom. But we have one more thing before we move on.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The retro?
And that is the copyright.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Depending on the type of work that you're doing. Like, if it is a logo, I will relinquish all... Like, I don't need the rights to that because I don't have a use for UPS logo, you know.
No.
except to say that I've done it.
Yeah, and if it is a big company and it's a logo, you're gonna get a lot of money.
Apple, orange. Right?
How much did they get when they did do you remember? They redesigned the Telia.
Oh shit, yeah, that was
Millions,
crazy
right?
millions, and it was a rip-off of another design or something like that.
Genius.
Yes. That guy got like 100 million? I don't know. Like but they spent in total like 100 million for the whole yeah, I don't know,
but
for the graphic,
artist,
the profile.
Like 20 million or something.
It was insane, yeah. And
genius.
he sort of ripped it off from another logo that looks, is it Stepstone or something like that? Yeah, it's a rip-off of another logo.
He's a genius, or she.
Yeah, he never had to return the money though. So he's on the right until proven anything else. But yeah. The thing is, the copyright is in the creator's hand, unless the creator says otherwise.
Yep.
And depending on the type of work that it is, but depending on the project that you're working on, the client might not want to buy the rights for the piece that you've done. What I usually do is, if I know that the client can't pay me that ridiculous amount that I want for like removing my rights to the image and just selling them the whole thing, I usually tell them, you can buy rights for a year.
Yeah.
So let's say I've taken all my hourly rates into consideration, depending on the project. Let's say it's, and just for fun, 8 hours. Okay. And they want to use it in sort of pamphlets. They want to use it on TV. You know, they want to use it blah, blah, blah. They want to do so much with it. But they don't want to buy the rights because it is ridiculous. The amount, you know, like they don't want to spend that much, or they can't spend that much in one go, they say. And what you can do is sort of limit it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, for 3 months, you can pay this much. For an extended 6 months, you know, for a year, you can do this. And then for the second year, you'll pay me half of that. And then for the third year, you'll pay me half of that. You know, and then you can still limit the usage there. You can use it on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, or blah, blah, blah. And, you know, like you
decide.
You decide.
It's your baby. So don't just give it away.
Yeah.
This is what we learned, like we said last time.
Yeah. From
working the crap first job.
Yeah.
Just giving the image away.
First jobs.
Yeah. $50. Here you go.
Yeah. And not only that, depending on the business, like the gaming industry, if you work there, you don't have any rights.
No.
Like even as a freelancer, anything you do belongs to the gaming company.
And this is specified in the contract.
Yes, and the NDAs that you have to sign and everything. Yeah. But the thing is, if you're comfortable with doing that, fine.
Yeah.
As long as you feel that you're getting compensated enough, then it's fine. But try to sort of talk to people that are doing creative work to see if you're killing the business or if you're helping the business. Because if you're charging too little, you're really just making everyone a disfavor. Yeah. Even yourself. Yeah. Because at one point you're going to be so good or so fast at what you do, but you're not going to be able to get paid for it because people are like, well, what? You charge 300 crowns an hour. And now you want 1,000? You want 1,500? Why would I pay you more now? Yeah. You're spending even less time on this. It takes you 1 hour to make the logo now instead of 5. Why should I pay you more? You know, like when you spend less time, stuff like that. Yeah. And
it's a valid question.
It is a valid question,
but it's retarded as well.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, there is no one else out there that has sort of accumulated so much knowledge, and that sort of knowledge or skill that you've accumulated, if they can find it somewhere else, be my guest. Yeah, let them go. But at some point, they will come back and say like, "Oh, he was the best." Yeah, like. You need to sort of like, you don't have to be the best artist. No. But if you're sort of quick and good, that is usually the best one.
And be nice about it.
And be nice, yeah. Like I know that we sort of like...
It always sounds like really harsh.
But we do sound harsh and we do push it a bit. We exaggerate
a lot. In
the sense of how we say it And that's just to make it stick. You know, like, because when you tell someone about, the sophisticated guy with the glasses, you're like, who? But when you say it, the guy with the 80s suit and the neon shoes and when you sort of like, and the big ears and when you exaggerate something, people remember.
You know that, like in the olden days when you got knighted, after the whole ceremony, the guy gave you a big fat slap in the face. Like, so you will always remember this day. Nice. Because you remember the pain.
Yeah, you remember stuff, yeah.
I think that's awesome. Congratulations to you. You are an amazing guy. Yeah.
Smack.
Now get out of here.
No, but I think like trying to get your point across through exaggeration is one of the best ones. And that's what usually we try to do. We try to sort of offend a little or try to be a bit douchey without trying to have like any malice behind it. But it's like you remember it better if it was a bit fun or a bit insulting. So yeah, that is the contract pretty much. I probably missed like a million things, but in general, play that back a few thousand times.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to research nowadays. You just Google,
you can just Google a lot of that.
And then you can take bits and pieces from different types of
exactly
stuff.
What I was going to get to. Like
you
Google a few sources and grab the best parts.
Yeah. That's the best way to do it.
And then put it together. It doesn't have to be sort of written by a lawyer unless your mom or dad is a lawyer or your friend. But it just has to be understandable. I think that is more important, that you're just clear. And that concludes sort of the contract part. Yeah, do you have anything else on?
I just wanted to bring it back to what
hookers.
Nuka talked about, or Andrea. Which was a great tip.
I'm very sorry I said hookers before that because that doesn't come off very nice. We're going to talk about hookers and you're like Nuka. I'm like, Nuka? No. Yeah, cutting that out. Start over.
Sorry. Yeah, I just need to find the name because I'm really bad with names. So, sorry.
Jackson 5 just subscribed to our...
Jackson 5? Aren't they dead?
Wait a minute.
Oh, I went too far. God damn it. Here we go. So, sorry for that little pause. But yeah, going back to what Andrea said, she gave a tip about this woman called Fran Menezes. Fran Menezes.
Yeah, I will try to link that at some point.
And the video is called like the most important thing you'll ever need or whatever. Did I say think? Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Most important thing you'll ever need. That's because she wrote think. Damn you, autocorrect. The most important thing you'll ever need. And it's like a 7-minute video on YouTube where she goes through what's in her contract. And one of the good things there was like you include a little bit about yourself also. Because most of the time, or at least for me, I don't really get a chance to meet all of my clients. It's all like through mails. So if you include like a little piece about yourself, I am a tattoo artist and I live in Stockholm and I have a girlfriend and this and blah, 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 blah. So they know like what you do. And that way they'll understand more how you work and so. Mm-hmm. Just a little piece of personal information also just to establish better contact.
And then get paid for it.
Yes, exactly. No, but so you can blame your girlfriend, for example, if something goes wrong because you've written it in the contract. No. But yeah, no, it was a good tip. I included it. Also many other good tips from her, and she's got a whole bunch of great videos. Yes, yeah. Very, very good.
And
so check her out, Fran Menezes. Yes.
And also, the new Sketchbook Heroes page will have a section called links or useful links, where we will have sort of like a couple of categories, like tutorials, stuff that we find sort of useful. So we'll have Control Paint there. We'll have Proco TV. We'll have sort of legal contract links, and then we'll have
everything.
Everything there, yeah. We'll have menens there. And we'll have like a link to Nuka's page. We'll have like favorite artists or, like inspiration
and retro stuff and nerdy stuff and everything.
Yeah, so the page will have sort of like a little blog section as well, I guess, where we can sort of share stuff we've found.
Yeah.
Like maybe we'll have one that's called inspiration. We can just share, like videos and stuff like that we
all
like.
The stuff
that we like that isn't sort of Sketchbook Heroes, but we sort of like it and want to sort of shout it a bit.
Like that Batman, Chinese Batman one.
Shanghai Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that shit is gold, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you love the Sketchbook Heroes a little more than the average Joe or Jane, consider rating us on iTunes. So when you're in the app, just press the little rate thing in the middle there and go in, give us 5 stars or more, and write a little comment.
And if you're listening on SoundCloud, please share it.
Oh, shit, yeah. You SoundClouders.
Love it and share it.
Love it and share it, please.
Just, spread the word. We are doing the best we can. The more loves and likes we get, the more passion we're going to be able to put into it as well.
Yeah. If we see that this podcast is really sort of... We're doing it because we think it's fucking fun to do. It's so much fun. Even when you're tired, there's still some enjoyment, sort of there's some energy that we get from doing this with you guys. And also the live streams before this.
Yeah, it's the best.
You guys are fucking awesome, yeah. Anyone who joins that,
thanks.
all 3 of you, just thanks.
But really. So much fun.
Yeah.
The best part of the week, man.
And I'll see if we can have a live stream on our own website as well at some point when that one is sort of catching on.
We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
The new Sketchbook Heroes page will come up. You won't have to do anything. Then go to sketchbookheroes.com, and one day it will not be Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping within a week that I can have it up.
And the best part is the newsletter, I think.
Oh, shit, yeah. And we'll have a newsletter for you guys. We'll try to make some vlogs and shit where we sort of... We have some plans. We haven't decided what they... I don't want to sort of announce them yet.
No, it's not 100% yet.
Yeah, but we have some video ideas that we want to sort of try out. Since we can't do long videos, we might do a couple of shorter ones that don't require too much editing on our part.
Yeah.
So we can actually make some other fun content. Whoa. So that is coming up. But that is all for this week. So if you want to find me, I'm Ilias Patlis. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and that's enough. And so Ilias Patlis.
And I am Rob Ekblom, Robert Ekblom Art at Instagram and Twitter. Rob Ekblom. And that's not with a U, it's with an O. Ekblom.
Ek, B-L-O-M.
But it's nobody can ever understand.
Fuck it.
Ekblom.
Screw that.
Ekblom, Robert
and
Ekblom.
Also, write to hello@sketchbookheroes.com.
Hello at Sketchbook Heroes.
And visit sketchbookheroes.com.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Now we need one of those awesome outros that we always have.
What type of outro?
Awesome outros.
Awesome outro.
Awesome outros.
The plinkety-linkety.
Let's
get retarded. Get retarded.
Ooh, that is nice. Let's get retarded. Retarded. I said retarded.
Yeah.
Oh well. Let's
get retarded. Let's get retarded in here. Let's get retarded. Let's get retarded in here. I just became like an 80-year-old woman. Woo! Retarded.
Get retarded. Worst, that was the lowest energy.
Let's get retarded in here. Tongue solo.
Tongue solo? Hancholo.
Hancholo,
bro. Thank you for tuning in, man. I'm Hancholo.
And I am tongue solo. And
I don't know.
Thanks for this weekend, and have a fucking great.
This is the shortest episode.